What's up, guys? Mike Olson here with my partner Justin Moody, and today we are bringing you our personal choices for the best Italian restaurants here in Las Vegas.
Now, when it comes to Italian restaurants, there's tons of options in Las Vegas. I think we're going to avoid the chains and the ones on the Strip, right?
We are absolutely going to avoid any chains, and we are absolutely going to stay away from the Strip because, as we always tell you guys, we're here to bring you locals content, and locals don't really go to the Strip, generally speaking. Once in a while, fancy date night, maybe you'll go down there, especially if you want to go see a show.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I know that I very rarely go to the Strip. And really, there's no reason to, because I can tell you that, at least for Italian food, the restaurants that I think we brought to the table today, just as good as anything you can find on the Strip.
Yeah, and Las Vegas has a large Italian community and a big Italian influence on the town. I don't know if it goes back or stems from the mob days.
I can't imagine why it would.
Or what, but... So because of that Italian influence in the Las Vegas community, there are some really good Italian restaurants. Mike, why don't you start us off? Where are we going to first?
Absolutely. So, a small caveat on my first choice. This restaurant does have a little bit of a touristy vibe to it. And that's not necessarily because it's located on the Strip or anything like that. It's definitely not. It's actually pretty far from the Strip, if I'm being honest. However, it is kind of themed dining.
Okay.
But unlike a lot of themed restaurants where the ambiance is as much of the attraction as the food at this place is fantastic.
Okay.
Like, it's really, really good. And it is my family's go-to restaurant. If we're going out for an Italian dinner with the whole family, so me, Stasha, and the kids, most of the time, this is where we're going. So as a local, I can say this is a place where locals do eat. And I know a lot of other locals who also enjoy it. My choice is Capos.
Gotcha.
Now, Capos, like I said, it does have a bit of a theme, right? And that theme is, it is supposed to replicate a Chicago speakeasy from the Prohibition period. And complete with a hidden entrance, and you're supposed to know the password to be allowed in, and the whole 9 yards. It's a lot of fun. However, there's more to it than just the facade. The food, as I was stating before, is absolutely top notch. You can choose between ordering individual plates, or you can have family style dining, so you can get a couple of large dishes that the family can share. They have a really great bar, fantastic wine selection, really good cocktails. I know that most of the time when I go there, I tend to get the carbonara, which is one of my favorite pasta dishes, and it is one of the best that I've had. Definitely the best that I've had here in the city. I know that the kids tend to get things like the ravioli, or they'll get, something a little bit more traditional, and they're always very happy with that option. And it's just a lot of fun. The ambiance inside the restaurant is really great. Most nights they have live music, and it is usually, for all intents and purposes, like a Frank Sinatra impersonator.
Yeah.
Really, really good Frank Sinatra impersonator, if I'm being honest.
And I want to give a shout out to my buddy Wayne Eady. He's also known as the mob musician, or Trick. He's also their in-house tableside magician on the weekends.
And he has come to my table.
Yes.
Every time we go in there, you usually get a visit from the tableside magician. The kids always love it.
Yeah.
And it's it's somebody who comes by, provides a little bit of entertainment. You give them a little gratuity.
Yeah.
It's fun for the whole family. But again, I just can't say enough how good the food is here. The well-stocked bar, they make great cocktails. I usually get an old-fashioned as a cocktail, and then I'll usually get a nice red wine, as you would normally have with an Italian meal. And I've just never been disappointed there. Honestly, the only time I've been disappointed was when I wasn't able to get a reservation, because it does stay busy.
Yes, it's a very popular restaurant, absolutely.
So that's my number one choice for Italian restaurant here in Las Vegas is Capos. What do you got, Justin?
Well, I'm going to kind of piggyback off you a little bit. I'm going to go with another place that is very local centric, but you will find that they do cater to the tourists as well. They cater to the tourists so much that they'll even offer free transportation to the restaurant from the strip hotels.
All right.
Now, that's only one way. You got to get your way back. So keep that in mind. I'm talking about Casa di Amore on Flamingo, about 3 miles east of the strip. It's one of the older Italian restaurants in town, and it's really just, eating here is a complete vibe. From the jazz musicians to the dark ambiance and the bright red leather high back tables and chairs. The whole ambiance there is just, completely different. They really kind of take it to that next level. And because it is an older restaurant, you get that feel and that vibe. It's been in Las Vegas for over 20 years. And the pricing isn't bad at all. A family like yours, a family of 4 could eat there for probably about $100 if you didn't go too crazy on the cocktails.
That's not bad at all, because heck man, when I take the family out for burgers at Red Robin, it costs me $100.
Exactly. So the pricing's not terrible. And again, it just has that Vegas nostalgia, which is something that I love. They have an extensive menu. They offer their sausage and peppers, and I'm not a big sausage and peppers guy.
I love
their sausage and peppers is outstanding. But my go-to at any Italian restaurant, and how I base and judge every Italian restaurant that I go to, is on their chicken parmesan.
And how is their chicken parmesan?
Their chicken parmesan, not only is it outstanding, the second best chicken parmesan I've had in town, but it is a large portion.
All right.
A very large portion. So you want to come here with your appetite, because it is all the portions are large. Everything I've ever ordered there, or everything that I've ever seen there, is definitely a large portion. So you get this great food, you get great ambiance, and you get live music every night of the week. And then their wine list is very extensive. I know you're a big wine drinker. And of course they have a full bar. And if you enjoy playing the machines, they do have some of the video poker machines up at the bar as well. So you can still enjoy that as well. So my pick for one of my top Italian go-to places in town is Casa di Amore.
Sounds like a great choice. I've never actually eaten there, but I will definitely have to put it on the list.
Yeah, you should.
So moving right along, my next pick is going to be located in one of my favorite parts of Las Vegas. You guys should know this if you've been watching the channel. I love the Arts District.
Yes, you do.
It is one of my favorite places to hang out. It is one of my favorite places to eat and drink and shop, for that matter, depending on what I'm shopping for. Obviously, it's an eclectic mix of stores down there. But one of the best places you can go if you find yourself in the Arts District is Esther's. And Esther's is an Italian restaurant. It's fairly new. I want to say it's only been around for about 10 years or so. But it is owned by a Las Vegas local who got his start working in the kitchens down on the Strip, and worked his way up to being an executive chef, and then was able to open his own restaurant. And Esther's is that restaurant, named after his aunt, and using some of her recipes. However, Esther's is going to be very different from, say, Capos, right? So whereas Capos, when you go inside there, it's very, very dark with the rich leather high-backed booths and the ambiance, like I said. I mean, you got Frank Sinatra singing in the corner. You have the bartender wiping the glass, like the whole 9 yards of what you would think of as an old school Chicago-style Italian restaurant. Esther's is nothing like that at all. Esther's is very modern. It's very bright. It's going to have a more modern aesthetic with lots of exposed wood and metal and glass, that sort of thing. And it's going to have a modern menu to match. So it's going to be a much more modern take on Italian cuisine. And Esther's is open 7 nights a week for dinner. Then they have Monday through Friday, they have lunch, and Saturdays and Sundays they have brunch. And there's menus for each of those servings. And it's not what I would call cheap. It's more of, I would consider it more of a date night type of a restaurant, or a day date if I was gonna say take Stasha there for brunch.
Gotcha.
But it is a little bit on the spendier side. You're looking at, you know, anywhere from $25 to $50 per entree, depending on what you're ordering. But the food there is just absolutely phenomenal. They have seasonal entrees made with seasonally fresh ingredients. They're going to have, you know, so the menu is going to change throughout the year.
Okay.
As you know, any higher end restaurant that has a professional chef staff or a professional cooking staff is going to have that more modern take on things. But just some of the examples of some of the dishes here. I mean, they have wood grilled chicken, they have lamb shoulder, they have a bunch of things that honestly I could pronounce them, but I could attempt to pronounce them, but I would probably make a fool of myself. It's the type of place where if you're not sure about it, you just point to the menu and say, I'll take that.
Yes.
So they make a 3-day sourdough pizza where the actual bread that they make the pizza on is a in-house made sourdough that takes 3 days for them to develop. Extremely good. They're wood-fired pizzas, and they have things like a lamb sausage pizza or a wood-roasted mushroom pizza, duck confit, right? So this is upscale modern Italian food. Everything's not really expensive. You can get a pizza there for around $20. But like I said, the entrees tend to be higher, closer to $25, $30, even $35 or $40, depending on what you get. If you go there for brunch, you're looking at, you know, $15 to $20 per plate. Again, they have the wood-fired pizzas, they have breakfast items, then they have lunch items such as a chopped salad or a spaghetti pomodoro, cauliflower alla romana, and then they have things like avocado toast. So a really varied menu of modern Italian food. They also have a full bar and a full wine list with cocktails like a Gaspari or an 86 New York, or they have interesting names like Sorry, I'm Baroque. They also have a great tequila selection. They have a great mezcal selection. So it is a restaurant that I definitely encourage you to go try, especially go check it out for their brunch. Really great options there. So you get a little bit of everything available to you at that time. And, you know, support local business. I'm a big fan of supporting local business, and this restaurant is owned by a local Las Vegas chef, born and raised here in the city, and I love that. So that would be my second choice, Esther's.
All right. So my next choice is going to be probably something that Mike is just tired of hearing me talk about every time we go down to downtown Summerlin.
Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't tried it yet based on the number of times that you've recommended it. But the reality is I just don't get Italian food that often.
Yeah.
And I already have a couple of go-to places, but I do need to check it out.
Yeah, especially because it's in one of our favorite spots. It's right in downtown Summerlin.
Yes.
And of course, I'm talking about Grape Street Cafe. Grape Street Cafe is very similar to Esther's in that it's going to be a more modern aesthetic. It's not going to look like, you know, a hole-in-the-wall Italian place or even a dark, kind of smoky, nostalgic place. It's very modern, big glass walls, great outdoor dining, especially this time of year in the evening. It's really, they have a great patio and outdoor dining area. And then their menu's very extensive. Again, I judge an Italian restaurant on their chicken parmesan, and this by far is the best chicken parmesan I've ever had in my life. Portions aren't as big, but it's still a very healthy size portion. Now, Grape Street's going to be a little bit more on the higher end side.
It is Summerlin.
It is Summerlin, and it is a little bit, I would say, a higher quality menu as well. One of the things that I really like, and it's just something that I tried on happenstance, was the strawberry crostini. Mm-hmm. Am I saying that right? Crostini.
Yes.
Basically, it's brie, it's prosciutto, and they have an 18-year-old balsamic on it. So it's just a really nice appetizer. It's fresh. It's just so delicious. I could probably eat 2 orders of it.
I'm sure.
If they weren't basically $20 a pop, I would. So again, this is going to be a little bit of a higher end restaurant. The menu is pretty extensive, so they're going to have a lot of different things from seafood to really good steaks. They do have the pizzas and flatbread pizzas as well. But again, to me, it's all about ambiance and it's all about the chicken parmesan. They do pride themselves on having a very large and extensive wine list. So when you walk into Grape Street, the first thing you're going to see is this massive bar.
Well, they do call themselves, so the full title is the Grape Street Cafe and Wine Bar.
Yes.
So that makes sense that they would have quite the selection.
And I'm not a big wine drinker, so I never really pay attention. What I do notice is that they have hundreds of different wines available. So if you're a big wine drinker, especially if you're eating Italian, Grape Street is definitely someplace that you might want to check out. I would recommend Grape Street. Definitely a great date night, anniversary, something that you want to do that's, you know, not something you're going to do on a weekly. Or even, you know, I've had business meetings there. Their lunch menu is great. It's a perfect vibe for sitting down and having a quality conversation with a business associate or someone that you're trying to get to know and do business with. So I would definitely check it out. Their bar, they have a full bar. But again, if you're going to go to Grape Street and you like chicken parm, try that chicken parm. It's fantastic. And again, that's right there in downtown Summerlin, so it's easy to get to.
You know, I'm just taking a look at their menu here on the screen off to the side, and honestly, the prices for the wine really aren't that bad. You're looking at somewhere between $10 and $20 by the glass, and then, you know, by the bottle, depending on what bottle you're looking at, anywhere from $75 to $100 a bottle. That's a little bit spendier, but you know, as somebody who does enjoy wine, and I order wine, especially when I go to a nicer restaurant, a steakhouse or an Italian restaurant primarily, I usually try to get a cocktail. Usually I'll have an old fashioned before the meal, and then I'll have a glass of wine with my meal. And these are very reasonable prices for a place that is the quality of Grape Street. Yeah. So yeah, I will definitely have to put it on my to-do list.
You should, and the pricing is not terrible. I mean, it's going to be a little bit on the higher end. I would say you're probably looking at about, you know, $25 to $30 per person, depending on if you get sides. I will recommend their house salad. It's like a chopped salad. It is just a really good salad as well. I usually get that along with my chicken parm, and that will top me off just right.
Yeah, it absolutely looks like a fantastic restaurant, and of course, it's a great way to end the day if you've just spent the day shopping at downtown Summerlin, or maybe a great way to have dinner after enjoying a day game over at Aviators Ballpark.
Absolutely.
You know, so just a really convenient location for all the fun things there are to do in Summerlin. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. This is going to be a shorter video. I know that there are tons of Italian restaurants here in Las Vegas that we didn't mention, and we may do a follow-up video at some point in time. But honestly, we wanted to stick to restaurants that we knew well, and talk about the places that we enjoy. And so, you know, we elected to go ahead and keep this list rather short. Of course, some other restaurants that we could mention just based on their reputation, you have places like Ferraro's and Carbone and Cipriani and Piero's and Sinatra's. Just the list of Italian restaurants here in Las Vegas just goes on and on. Not even talking about the restaurants down on the Strip. I actually ate at a really great Italian restaurant down at the Venetian when we were down there. Actually, we had friends visiting from out of town, and they were staying down there. So no shortage of phenomenal Italian food. No reason to go to Olive Garden, guys. The amount of Italian restaurants we have here in town.
Domino's?
The only thing Domino's is good for is when I don't feel like getting off the couch, because they'll bring the pizza to me.
True.
So, guys, check out some of the local Italian restaurants here in town. They are absolutely fantastic. Wrapping this video up, make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you get notified whenever we put out a new video. We're putting out 2 every week of the best locals and real estate content that we can bring you for the Las Vegas area. Remember, if you need lending help, reach out to our good friends and lending partners, Steve Schauer and Linda Vo at Security National Mortgage. They can tell you what you qualify for, what sort of rate you can get, and if you're not ready to buy your home just yet, they can give you the roadmap to help you get there. They can take you from where you are right now to where you need to be in order to buy that dream home. When you get there, make sure you call Justin and I here at the Moody Olson team. We would love to help you find your dream home here in the Las Vegas Valley. Nobody's going to work harder for you. We get calls from people like you off of our YouTube channel every single day. We would love to add you to the list of the many people that we have helped find their dream home here in Las Vegas. If you're looking to sell your home, call us for that as well. We love listings here at the Moody Olson team. We're going to take care of your listing like nobody else. You're going to get professional photography, professional videography. We're going to feature your home on our YouTube channel, and we're going to fight hard to get you the most money that we can in the least amount of time so that you can move on to whatever's next. Until next time, guys, I'm Mike.
I'm Justin.
And we're out of here.